Hi, this is Trisha and Phil from SkiTalk.com. We have a really fun review for you. It's a throwback with the Elan 888, or as we commonly refer to it as the Trip 8s. And this is going to be fun for a lot of reasons. Number one, it's one of Phil's favorite skis from that time. And also, he originally sold this exact pair of skis to one of his customers back in Pennsylvania and recently received the skis back. So they boomerang back to us, and it kind of brought up some memories.
No, it was really cool that the skis came home, and the Trip 8, as we called it, dimensions on the ski were 128, 88, 108, hence the name, the 888. And I think the design of the ski was really good, and I think it skied just fantastic in its day. And as far as dimensions on it and shape on it, I thought it was a little more progressive for that era, and a ski that I really enjoyed back then.
Absolutely, and it was before Elan went to the amphibio design, and it was more traditional, and you didn't have left-right specific skis at that time.
Right, and we brought along the new Ripstick 88, which again is the modern incarnation from this segment. Again, graphics-wise, I think ski that I think was really pretty back then. It's one of the things that really excited me about it, but it was the on-snow feel that I really liked. And it's funny, as good as these graphics looked, the women's version, which was the Free Spice.
Yeah, that was hideous.
That was one ugly ski. And as good as this was, that was that bad. And here's a picture of that ski. I'll let you decide as far as what you thought of those graphics on that ski in the comment section below.
I was a fan of how the ski performed. I was not a fan of how it looked.
So as far as shape-wise on it, this ski was out before we had rocker in the ski. So at 88 underfoot, it was a fully cambered ski. And I thought, well, how is that going to react on snow compared to some of the skis that we have out now? And we took it out to Alpine Meadows, and a ski that I really enjoyed out there. We had it at Alpine, we all had it over at Squaw.
And Mammoth. You took it to Mammoth.
And Mammoth also. So we had the ski out in a multitude of conditions, and there was really no shortcoming I really found with the ski.
Well, what I thought was interesting is you brought this ski, and then you brought an alternate ski just in case you decided to ski something contemporary. You never got off of it.
Right.
Once you started skiing it, you stayed out on it.
No, I had a really good time on it. So, I mean, on their modern incarnation, and I really wish I had the skis in the same size, but on the amphibio, on the Ripstick, we have a lot more gradual rise in the tip, which you can see compared to definitely much more traditional as far as that tip shape on it. But if we take a look at these two skis closely, we see actually the contact length is not much difference between the 177 here and the 188 in the Ripstick. So where the Elan skied a little bit longer and its full length in that ski, the Ripstick probably skis a little bit shorter in its length because of that early rise in the tip and tail.
Right.
And again, this really isn't a cage match, and it's really not taking anything away from the Ripstick 88. But this is still a really good ski. So it shows that a quality ski design really doesn't go out of style.
Yeah, it's one of those things that you'd call a classic, I guess.
Yeah.
And we also want to give a shout out to Paul Blatt.
Yeah, Paul, really good, and also to Rick Cherisher, who was actually my Elan rep back. He's still with Elan, but again, Rick was the one that got me excited about this ski. Now, another little change that I made to this ski is when a ski came to me, it had Ski Saver on it, which actually was, in retrospect, really good because it helped keep the top skin in really good condition on it, and it had on it the Salomon STH 16, which is the consumer version. I thought, while that binder was good, let me actually turn it up a notch a little bit. And I had a pair of brand new in the box STH Steels, which is the all-metal version of that binding on it. It's a binder that Salomon did in very limited productions, but it was a really tremendous performing binding on it. And on this ski here, I thought it looked really good. So it was a little bit of an upgrade I made to this ski and putting on the STH Steel on it.
Yeah, it looks really sharp. And you had a couple different options you were thinking about. You were looking at the Look Pivot Raw.
Yep.
the STH steel. You had another binding out there that looked really sharp as well, but this, you nailed it.
Yeah, I thought this was really good on it. I really toyed with the idea of putting on the pivot raw, and the only reason I actually chose to go with the STH steel is the holes were already there for it, and if I put on the pivot, it would expose the holes behind the heel.
Yeah.
But this setup here I thought was really good. So, if there are additional skis that you'd like to see a throwback review on, put in the comments section below. And if we get enough interest, let's see maybe if we can bring some of these into the rotation on how that older ski maybe compares to its new counterpart. I think it could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, exactly. It was fun watching you out at Mammoth and then Alpine Meadows. You just had a blast.
Yeah, I mean, even at 8,800 foot, it's saying a 21 meter radius on it, and it skis at full radius.
Yeah.
But it was also a ski that I could take into bumps, and it still played really well.
Yeah. And Phil, sometimes these older skis are fun because
skiing is fun. I hope you really enjoyed this throwback video of the Elan Trip 8. I had a lot of fun doing it. Conditions were fantastic here in the spring at Mammoth and also here at Alpine Meadows, part of Palisades Tahoe. I want to thank Paul Black for providing us the skis, a ski that I originally sold him back at Wix years ago, and Rick Cherishore, our Elan rep back east, and also Chris McKieran at Solomon for providing us the STH steel for the skis. So, if there's any skis that you would like to see a throwback review of, please put them in the comment section below and we'll see what we can do to provide them for you. And remember folks, skiing is fun.
Hey, it's Dan Egan with Ski Talk. Remember, skiing is fun, addictive, and get out there and do it.
If you enjoyed this informative video, hit that bell, subscribe so that you'll stay up to date on the new videos, and check out skitalk.com for more ski-related content.
Also, please follow skitalk.com on all of your social media channels.
No posts or comments were moderated during the production of this video.